Welcome everyone to another scene of Vampire the Masquerade Independence. We find ourselves um, later in the night, almost uh, early morning. Still have about an hour or two left before the sun rises at the saloon that is being renovated. Um, Logan has just stopped by and dropped River off and has left about an hour ago. And that's where we'll open the scene.
Camilla is just closing up for the night. She is on the telephone to her child. She says, I'm on my way home. Um, Make sure everything's closed up and I'll see you in a few moments. She hangs up her phone and puts it inside her pocket, picks up her walking cane and starts to head towards the door.
When you open the door, go ahead and roll perception awareness for me.
Let me just check, get my character sheet. Should have done that before, apologies.
Oh, that's fine.
Perception, awareness. Four successes depending on the difficulty.
Yep. Um, as soon as you open the door, uh, standing directly across the street, kind of off to the side of the street lighting, you'll notice a crouched figure, um, currently dressed up in a trench coat and has a hockey mask on, staring dead directly in your direction.
Camilla closes the door, locks it. Um, and she will walk along, pretending like she hasn't noticed for the moment.
And
A hand on her cane, though.
when you pass the figure on the other side of the street, uh, at this point, get up a little bit and start to follow you, though staying across the street, uh, matching your pace, trying to stay behind you. Um, though with that roll and with the botch that I just had, he thinks that he is following you fairly stealthily, and I forgot to turn that off. So let me turn that off. There we go. And doing a bad job at being stealthy about it, but he believes he's doing a good job trying to stay out of the street lights while he's following you.
And after when she'll carry on walking for a while. She's not walking in the direction of her haven. She's sort of wandering a little bit, and she wanders slightly more towards the industrial area, and will try and dip into the shadows, try and lose him, essentially. So I'll roll. Dex stealth.
Yep.
Two successes.
Same. So he will manage to keep up and is actually going to start closing the distance, making his way across the street to stand behind you, uh, about 15 feet. You'll notice, though, actually, go ahead and roll a perception alertness for me.
Alertness or awareness?
This would be alertness.
Wow. Terrible roll. No successes.
All right. Um, so you wouldn't notice that, not right offhand, but noises around you seem to have vanished completely.
Camilla stops and you see her spread her arms very slightly. And she's just holding onto her cane. She puts it, clasping it quite firmly on the ground. And she says, or tries to say,
And no sound comes out when you speak.
okay.
Um, at which point, the assassin uh, quickly pulls out a machete from beneath his cloak, lifts up his hockey mask, and spits upon the blade before rushing at you.
Well, I'm 8th generation, so I can spend, I think it's two blood around.
At 8th, uh,
Yeah,
3 blood.
was it 3?
I believe so. Let me double check. One of my characters is 8th gen, so I'll just bring him up. Eighth gen is 3 blood around.
Well, I'm going to spend my blood on celerity. So,
Alright, and at this point, initiative rolls.
yep. Which is wits plus dex.
Yes. Plus wits plus dex plus 10, right?
Is it? Oh no, you roll one. You roll one dice, 1d10.
Alright, and then add wits
Then
plus.
add however many points you have in wits and dex.
Right, right.
So for me, it's 7. 2 eights are 16, so 15.
Okay, so you act first, and if we're doing this like the last combat, since you get to act first, I have to declare my actions, and then you declare yours.
Yep.
So he's going to be running in just for a swing, spending 1 blood to activate his celerity as well.
Okay.
So that is his action. So
Well, I have celerity 4.
Oh man, he's screwed.
So I have like 4 actions around.
Yeah, he only has celerity 1.
um, and for my first action, I'm going to press the button on the sword cane and the long blade pops out. And for my second action, I'm going to slash at his lower body. So basically, I'm gonna slash him in 3 places. The first is going to be his legs, and then the other the other 2 are his torso. So it takes up all 3 of my actions, or 4 of my actions even. Um, and the first action will have a difficulty of 8 because I'm doing a cold shot to the legs,
Alright.
whereas the other 2 will be a standard difficulty of 6. Okay. Rolls.
Rolls.
Then rolls. First roll. Um, with my obscene amount of dex melee. Uh, dex 4, melee 5. And you add your celerity as well.
Unless you're using celerity for extra turns. They did change that.
Which we don't. So, dex 4, so I'm rolling 9 dice.
Okay.
2 successes at difficulty 8. At the moment you're not dodging because you're running at me.
Yep.
So
So I'd roll a soak.
I have to roll damage first.
Yeah, after damage. Definitely.
My strength is 3. Got no potions. Plus 2 successes for the roll. I think a sword is plus 3. Um, it's quite a sharp, like, stiletto blade. But I'll leave it up to you whether it's plus 2 or plus 3.
Let's see. Sword is strength plus 2 according to the book.
Okay. Whoa. Whoa. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All I've rolled all the successes.
Ouch!
7 lethal to soak.
Well, 7. That'd be 6, which is incapacitated.
Do you have any you can roll your stamina to soak.
Yeah, I did. I got 1 success. So that would drop it by 1, which would be 6.
It's probably taking your legs off.
Yeah. So as you swing, he just can't believe how fast you are, being a Asimite and having celerity himself. He basically stumbles into your blade, and it sweeps right below the kneecap, both legs, clean through. And he just stares at you for a moment. You can see his eyes through the mask, and he falls forward and passes out due to the pain. And he is currently bleeding out into the street.
Well, he's not bleeding out because he's a vampire.
Oh.
You don't bleed unless you actively bleed. You spend blood to bleed. That's why it's a masquerade breach if a vampire gets shot or something, because they don't bleed.
That makes sense.
Um,
Okay.
and Camilla grins and slides her cane back into place. Oh, well, that was a little anticlimactic. And she starts looking around for something to bind you in, a trash bag or something like that. And very carefully takes away the blade. Um, and wraps you in the bag and calls for her limo driver to come and pick you up. And we may actually have Deborah joining in.
Yeah, if she wants to join in, by all means. After all the fun. Laugh, laugh.
Yeah, Camilla's calling her driver, and um she then the driver comes picks you up, and she takes you back to her haven for the moment. And yes, we will wait to see whether people turn up. But yeah, she's basically what she's doing with him is he's incapacitated at the moment. I don't know whether he's in torpor or not. Um, but yeah, she's got a little legless Assamite prisoner.
Um, I want to say just because of the severity of the wound, yeah, that would have put him into torpor. Uh, just because of the massive infliction of damage and dismembering of his legs. So for the moment, we will take a small break and see if we will have others join.
Well, I'm at the moment. Camilla's notifying the prince that she has a hostage, and also the sheriff.
When you call the prince, uh, it actually goes to voicemail, and just a quick, brief, leave a message type deal. And as well as the sheriff, both seem to be unavailable to be reached at the moment. Though with the sheriff's phone, it is immediate, straight to voicemail, as if it was turned off, where the prince's phone uh, rang a couple times before it went to voicemail.
Just to catch Deborah up on the scene, what's happened is about not all that long ago, Camilla rang you and said that she'd be home shortly. But she's taken a lot longer than she usually would in the car. She always gets the car from A to B. And she's returned with a mysterious black bin bag and is on the phone to the prince at the moment. She's called and left messages with both the prince and the sheriff, saying that she has a present for them, and giving the address of her particular haven.
Robin will arch a brow at this, and she will probably call up Victor to take her there, just to be on the safe side.
And Victor wasn't too far away, so he'll agree to bring her there.
The address is for a small. It's like a. It's not quite a mansion. It's not big enough, but it's a large townhouse. Very very nice, very opulent. Yeah. Just a second.
Victor would take a look about the place before finding a place to park, and after parking, he would step out, take a look around, making sure that it's safe for the prince before motioning her out.
And Robin will come out of the van after a moment and adjust her clothes and her hair and everything and look around. I wonder why exactly Lady Camilla has invited us out here. I'm assuming this is her place.
Ariana will get one of the ghouls to put some plastic down under the black bag, just in case it leaks. Don't want that sort of stuff on the carpet. Okay, she doesn't know what sort of stuff, but anything that's in a bin bag. And to be fair, she can probably guess.
Robin will look to Victor and go, perhaps we should knock. Or do you think we're just going to stand outside all day? She teased him.
I was only following your lead.
And she'll step forward and she'll knock on the door to the house.
Sorry about that. Why are people not talking?
You just knocked on the door. And Ariana has put down a plastic sheet thing under the bin bag, just in case.
Okay. Camilla smiles at her and then opens the door.
Camilla, you called.
Oh, of course. Come in.
And Robin will step through the door.
And is the sheriff with you, or is he separate?
Yeah, he's with her, right behind her.
Okay.
He ducks into the room immediately behind Robin.
And Camilla walks and takes a stand next to her child, to the right of her, and says, "Oh, excuse my manners. May I introduce my child, Lady Ariana Fortescue?"
And Robin will turn to Ariana and she'll offer a very warm smile. Oh, just as lovely as I imagined. Wonderful to meet you.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance as well. I take it you are the prince?
And Robin will offer a nod. Yes, that would be my title.
Well, let's not stand around on a ceremony here. I was walking home from the saloon, and this gentleman, she reaches for the plastic bag and rips it off of the legless body. This gentleman decided it would be a very good idea to attack me.
Oh.
Let's just say he didn't get very far.
And in this bag are the legs I'm imagining.
Yeah, the legs the legs are separate from the body right now. They look like they've been completely just chopped.
Victor's gonna motion to the legs and just say, "Well, I wouldn't imagine anyone would get far without those."
No.
Ariana's just gonna take a seat on one of the sofas. I'm not sure whether you'd have sofas or chaise longue.
Chaise longue, of course. It's
Oh,
a
of
Tory
course.
laws. Remember yourself.
Yes.
My dear.
Well, in that case, she's going to take a seat on one of those, lounging slightly and elegantly.
Camilla calls for a servant who comes and collects her cane. And she whispers to the servant goes off and doesn't seem bothered by the sight of the body at all. Like they've seen it all before.
The person conscious or unconscious?
They're unconscious at the moment, but we can wake them up. I thought, I'm still not, even though I'm well recognised in the city, I'm not the prince, and I cannot kill without your permission. So, here is your present. Perhaps we should wake him up and see what he has to say.
Agreed. And she'll kind of motion Victor forward and go, Victor. I prefer not to get my hands dirty, if you don't mind.
As he steps forward and cracks his
Ariana's
neck.
going to make a small smirk at that comment.
He cracks his neck a bit, and at first it looks like he wants to smack the guy awake. But he does hold himself back from doing that, kind of as if remembering something. And if I remember right, you have to give them blood to wake them up if they've been torpored.
Yeah. A point of blood.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, one of his hands will just extend and a claw will grow from his fingertip and he'll cut his palm over the Assamite's face.
And Camilla goes and takes a seat next to where Ariana sat on the chaise longue and crosses her legs casually as if she's just having polite dinner conversation, not waking up a dismembered corpse.
After a moment, the blood will seep through the holes in the hockey mask and enter the Assamite's mouth, and he'll start awake, almost jumping up from where he's sitting, with a slight scream of pain echoing from his mouth.
And to this, Victor will just straighten up and use his boot to pin the Assamite down by his neck. And he'll just say, "You may want to be quiet, or you'll take more than just your legs."
at this, the Asmite will silence his screams and stare up at Victor, eyes clearly wide underneath the hockey mask.
That Victor will glance about and say, "So, what questions do we want to ask?"
Well, first of all, I'd like to know why he thought it would be a good idea to come at me with a knife. I'm probably the worst person to come out with a knife. A gun, yes, but a knife, no.
I'll just look down at the Asmite and say, "So, why did you attack this lady with a knife?"
And the Asmite will look a little bit around the room, as if taking in his surroundings, before looking back up at Victor and say,
Ariana will give a little wave when he looks in the general direction.
before he speaks up and says, "I was trailing the betrayer, and then I saw this one come out of the building that the betrayer stopped at. Thought it would be easy prey."
It appears you were wrong.
And as he would just say, "Who do you call the betrayer? Give me a name."
And Asmite struggles for a minute and shakes his head. "You should know him."
This Logan will, or not Logan, Victor will apply just a little bit more pressure with his boot. And I'll just glance up at the others in the room and I'll say, "What do you think he'd look like without arms?"
"Logan! It was Logan!" He squirms underneath the boot.
Indoor voice, please. Smirked at the Assamite.
Oh, don't worry, quite a bit of screaming goes on in this house and nobody's around to hear it.
When the prince spoke up, the Asmite looks over in her direction, and his eyes seem to narrow into thin slits, as if trying to figure out how best to get to her and take her out as a new target.
Since Victor has him down, she'll walk over. She'll sort of crouch, be a little bit more closer to his level, but still hovering over him. I guess my only question for you is what in the name of hell gave you the idea that you could come into my city and walk out of here?
And Asmite stares at her. "It was our city first. It belongs to the Sabbat."
No, this city belongs to me. And she activates presence, which I forget what to roll for presence. I've actually never rolled it.
Which level is it?
She has 2 dots of presence.
Yeah, but which level do you want to activate?
They do different things.
Oh, just the one that I don't know. I haven't
Do you
read on
want
the
to
second.
frighten him or impress him?
I want to frighten him.
Okay, so Dread Gaze.
Yeah.
You need charisma plus intimidation, and the difficulty is the target's wits plus courage.
Okay. So what's his wits and courage, Bryce?
Bringing up the sheet again. Sorry, after he got his legs chopped off, that, figured I was done with that. Oh, 3 plus load faster. 7.
So she has
4
4
successes.
successes. The 1 cancels out one of them, so 4.
So he would be running for his life, but not really got any legs.
Yeah, he's kind of trapped there. His
And he
gaze,
can't really piss himself either.
his gaze clearly horrified at what's happening. He's going to attempt to make a roll to grab onto Victor's boot and try to push him off him to try to struggle away.
Different.
That would be strength.
Yeah, strength brawl, I'd say. But it's up to you guys, you're the STs.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a grab, I would assume that would be resolved as a clinch.
Pretty much, but there's not a lot of dexterity to grab hold of something that's on top of you. It's more sort of a strength roll, so it's pretty much your standard grapple, except more strength, less dex. But that's what I would say.
Well, the clinch is strength plus brawl anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's resisted, so... Well, you're gonna get out of that. Or you've successfully grabbed onto his leg, at least.
Well, with 2 successes, he's probably kind of managed to push it up enough to wiggle out from under it, but not enough to push you over.
Yeah. He's going to lift you up a little bit, roll, and start, scrambling for the door, yelling for screaming, begging, please, spare me! And he's, crawling towards the door.
We better shut him up, hadn't we? Ariana, if you'd be so kind, you have dominate.
How much dominate do I have? Because I still haven't got the sheet
Point.
off you.
I
I did think probably, but yeah, Ariana's just going to stroll over leisurely and use one high heel to roll him onto his back so she can make eye contact. And then I'm going to need to know some more of my stats, to be honest.
Okay, so you have what's the roll for dominate? Which level are you going to use? 1, 2, or 3?
Probably 2. Manipulation plus leadership. Difficulty is the current willpower.
Your manipulation plus leadership is 7.
And the difficulty is the current willpower.
6.
Not permanent, current.
6.
6. So... that's only the 1 success, but 1 is all you really need. Unless you're making them do something very against their nature. But yes.
What are you saying?
Calm down, be quiet unless you're asked questions, and when you are asked questions, answer them directly, honestly, and as fully as possible. So it's probably enough to make him answer, but he can probably still manage to hold some stuff back because it is only the one success.
Yeah.
I'm sending you that file now.
Excellent.
This character has all the points,
Yay!
but then she's never gonna have any XP. So.
Fair enough. But yeah, so hopefully he's quietened down a bit.
Yeah, he takes that to the face, and he quiets down and just stares at her, waiting for questions, apparently.
Victor, are there any dead ends in the investigation that you would like answered?
Like, not so much dead ends, but you can look to the figure that's now just kind of calmly. I almost said sitting there, but it's not exactly the term. It's just how many
Do I
of you
have
are
decent
there?
strength, by the way?
I'm sorry?
What?
I'm just going to say, do I have decent strength, by the way? I'm still downloading the...
Your strength is 2.
Should be good enough. It's not like he's got legs at the moment. I'm going to drag him back onto the plastic. Just going to grab him by, like, the back of his shirt or something and just drag him back over onto the plastic.
Also,
You don't need him making a mess on the floor. He's already made a mess.
How much blood does this character have in his system, Bryce?
At the moment, 6.
Okay. Just like bear in mind that although you've been dominated to shut up, you're quite low on blood now. You get a little bit any more, you'll be hungry, and then you'll be probably frenzied.
Yeah.
Not that I'd like to frenzy on anyone, but having your legs cut off and being really badly injured is a good way to be quite close to frenzying. Poola's just sat there on the chaise watching amused, and her servant comes back and gives her a different cane, which she takes and leans against. Says, so what are we doing with this wannabe assassin?
Well, I was going to allow Victor to continue questioning.
Yes.
And I had already asked a question.
Yeah. You might need to repeat it. I'm not sure Bryce heard you.
I didn't even hear you.
I was starting to hear the question before it got cut off.
How many of you are left?
And then you told me this number earlier. There are 7 of us still left in town.
Quite a large party for one vampire. But then they seem to be going after anyone else that's around as well. So that really rather evens the odds.
Considering they were thwarted by a neonate, I made rather short work of him. She puns.
Robin will kind of arch a brow at him and go, "So, what are the 7 of you exactly doing? What's your little plan, your little scheme?"
To take back the city and to make the betrayer pay.
See, that's a problem. This is my city, and the betrayer is under my protection. So, you're not going to win. You've lost your legs for nothing.
Well, if we put them back... Not that I am suggesting we should bother, but...
You've been spending too much time with your grandfather. We're not surgically reattaching his legs.
And he almost snorts at the prospect of not taking him back. If we fail, the 4 horsemen will succeed.
Right.
Robin's eyes visibly roll.
Victor just goes, okay, I have to ask, which one of you came up with that name?
Why, the leader, of course.
What's your leader, a 14-year-old on the Yahoo chat rooms? He sort of arches a brow. He sounds like a fucking idiot.
He's called the leader. As in, take me too. What do you expect?
Not much, but I was hoping for some creativity. That's the most unoriginal name for a group.
If everybody
Really?
can roll a perception alertness, please.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody?
I was about to go, where are your buddies now? And I think I might have thought too soon.
Yeah, if I could have everybody roll perception alertness.
2 successes.
No successes, I fail.
Oh,
So only Victor notices that what's
seems
going on?
so.
Damn. Well, Victor, you notice that throughout this interrogation, the Asimite was rubbing where his stumps would be, kind of digging a little bit with his fingers into the wounds.
And what Victor's going to do is he's going to stomp on his hand, pinning it to the ground.
You'll notice when you stomp that his hand is covered in his blood. And all of a sudden, everything goes silent.
And even though Victor can't say anything out loud, you can probably read 2 very distinct words coming out of his mouth from just by looking at his lips.
Camilla raises an eyebrow and she stands up. Now what? She seems to try and say, but nothing comes out, obviously.
And trying to think how best to do this. with his other hand, he's going to pretty much just, let's see, pretty much just grab his own throat and tear it out, effectively killing himself. I know, I need to roll for that to see if he could do it. Because he doesn't want to give more information. He knows he's a dead man.
Can you do act yourself with Quietus blood?
Oh no,
I don't see why not.
I suppose not.
I wasn't even doing that. I was just going to make him rip out his own throat.
Okay.
With 4 strength, that would be a fairly easy feat. But I'd have to get past his humanity.
It's a courage roll, I think. I don't know what the rules are for that.
Yeah. Who's ever tried to kill himself? So,
Well, I don't think people have actually rolled dice for it before.
yeah. I don't know how I would roll that. I'm going to have to say it was courage versus his conviction. So,
I'd say it's a pretty high roll, I mean, to do that.
yeah. So I'm going to give him a difficulty 9.
Yeah, I would just say roll your conviction, difficulty 9, and if you succeed, then you're able to go ahead with it.
Oh, no. So he attempts. He grabs his throat, and he's sitting there, and he's thinking about it. But he can't go through with it.
Victor will crouch down, putting a lot more weight on that hand. And he says one word at the Asmite, even though it can't be heard.
And the Asmite's going to spit at him,
Oh dear.
being so close to his face.
Hey, at least it's not a Setite with his arc tongue. Lethal Snog of Doom!
So you've been spit on, and you're, all gangrely.
But not only that, but is the blood poisonous?
Yeah, let's go with that.
I thought you were trying to
No, I was just trying to get him
the
to kill him.
roll.
Death by cop. And so that would be...
Quietus, Scorpion's Touch, is it? Or is it? Yeah, I think it is. Is it Dagon's Call?
Okay.
Can you remember which level it is of Quietus?
I was actually bringing it up. But he has 2 points.
Do the second one.
Yeah.
Willpower roll, difficulty 6.
Willpower. Where'd that go? Current willpower or total willpower?
It says willpower. So presumably their usual willpower.
And 6.
I'm gonna be right back, guys.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, so the roll is successful.
And there's my self-control roll not to frenzy due to public humiliation.
Good deal. And that would be considered a successful hit at that range. So you get a stamina fortitude roll, difficulty 6.
Alright. And with 3, that should negate 3 of your successes. Oh.
So you lose 1 stamina for a turn.
Yeah. And he's... After the spit hits him in the face, he's gonna take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Pull a little handkerchief from his pocket, wipe it away with the cloth before just glaring down at the Assamite.
So, whereabouts are you based?
I don't think he's
That's the thing, we can't ask him questions because the aura that's going.
Nothing but silence.
we might have to do a Buffy and start holding up
Good
cards.
point.
So now that I'm down to 3 blood points,
You're probably gonna frenzy.
yay! Which means nothing to me. I've heard the term, but I haven't looked it up yet.
Basically, your beast is really hungry, which means that it's gonna try and latch on to the nearest thing and feed off of it.
Hey, Victor.
So basically, you roll your self-control, and because you're on... Have a
If
look
you're
at
on
the
a path
rules.
that doesn't have self-control, you automatically frenzy.
Yeah.
But you roll your instinct to stay kind of slightly in control while you frenzy.
Well, I kind of, sort of stay in control while I would be my guess.
Which means you're smart enough to use your disciplines, but you're not really smart enough. Well, you're operating on instinct. So you're on full out attack mode. And get the hell out of there.
So would that be considered a initiative roll at that point?
Yeah. I think so.
Well, you probably get your first action as a surprise action. But yeah, then it would be initiative.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, surprise action, then initiative. And everybody has to roll for initiative that's there, so in the combat book.
Okay, so surprise action. He'll try to jump. Let's see. He's pinned to the ground by his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Victor's in his face, though, so he's just going to try to lunge up and bite at Victor's neck.
Good plan.
3 successes.
And that's what combat maneuver were you using?
Dex.
Bite.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And it's Dex Wits you add to an initiative roll, isn't it?
Yeah, you roll 1 dice and add dex wit.
Yeah.
I don't think you can dodge
You
surprise.
must first do a clinch, hold, or tackle before you can bite.
Okay, so then that would be him bringing up his free hand to try to bring Victor into him so he could bite down into him. Bring him into that clenched hold.
Okay. Either way, roll strength plus brawl.
Which is what that roll is a strength brawl. With 3 successes.
Yeah. I have 2 successes, so
Oh, I should add my celerity as well. Sorry, you carry on.
so you've successfully grabbed Victor, and on your next action you can try to bite.
Okay,
So,
so now we roll initiative.
yeah. I'm trying to work out what mine is now. 7.
Initiative is a D10 plus what?
Dex, Wits, and celerity.
Unless you spent blood for celerity, but you haven't yet, so. God.
No, if you spend blood for celerity, you get extra celerity actions at the end. But for your initiative, it's just your celerity dots.
Yeah, but if you spend blood for celerity, you can't use it to add to passively.
Ah, okay.
But no one's used it, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
God, my roll here is obscene. 1, 8, 9, 10. 18.
Same here. But I rolled 10.
$11.
Just a
If
16.
you change the colour of the counter thing, you can put it up in the corner like I have.
I changed the color.
12. Sorry, 12. It's hilarious. Okay.
Right. Dave, did you know how to change the color?
Yeah, I already did.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh, it
there
was
we go, yeah.
So,
Yep, everyone's got it.
what's happening?
Well, the Asmite has just attempted to grab Victor. Now, has just grabbed Victor, ready to bite him. Should we do reverse declarations or just go with the initiative order? Because there's 2 different ways you can run it. You can have the person with the lowest initiative declare first, go up through the initiative order, and then run the actions going back in the other direction, with someone having to roll a... what is it you have to roll to change your action? I think you have to roll willpower if you want to change your action partway through.
Okay.
We've been over that several times in other combats, and usually we go with the lowest declaration first, then highest
Okay.
attack first.
That's cool.
So, David, I think you're the lowest.
And Victor is going to just react to this. He's not going to plan his action. He's just going to... He's been grabbed and someone's lunging at him. His first action is going to be to swipe with one of his claws.
Okay, Assamite. I'm assuming you're going with biting.
Yes, Assamite's going with bite.
Robin.
Robin will take her knife out of her pocket, and she'll be going after his head.
Ariana. There's not really a great deal that Ariana can do that's helpful here. But yeah, she's just going to watch this turn because there's not a lot she can do. Which therefore means, Lisa, your turn to declare and go.
Well, she can watch Camilla stand up. Well, she was already standing up, and she moves towards Ariana and stands sort of not directly in front of her, so she can't see anything, but sort of as a barrier between her and the frenzied vampire. And you see her thumb start to lift the edge of the blade out of the sword cane.
Okay, Robin.
Right. She was going for the stabbing, so Dex and
Melee.
Yeah. And no successes.
You miss.
Okay. And Assamite, biting time.
Yay, bite. So that would be do that and that and do.
So Dex roll to hit, and then it's strength +1 aggravated for teeth, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you hit.
That would not be a hit. Because that cancels that out.
Yep. Okay, so Victor, he's just almost bit your neck.
And as the mouth came in, he kind of ducked off to one side, and he's taking that swipe. So... No, Adobe. And
Lots of ag.
that would be my 2-hit roll, and the damage is strength +1. In this case, it's going to be strength +3.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 points of ag.
3 points of ag. And I can't soak that. He is now considered torpored. Period. Or,
Okay.
Final death. I think this would be final death.
You're not on final death until all your points are filled up with ag.
Oh, okay.
You'll be on 3 ag, 6 lethal.
Yeah.
And you can spend blood to heal.
I don't have any
I
blood.
don't think he's got enough left.
I have 2 blood. I have 2 blood. I am not living through this, no matter what. So, you eviscerate,
And is he torpored again?
and he's
Or is he dead?
he'd be considered torpor because he still has 2 blood.
Yeah. You would be considered torpored because you reached the end of your how many health levels you have.
Yep.
But if you take even 1 more point of ag, you're considered dead. Because you're torpored.
Okay.
Right.
Right. So now you have a torpor Asimite back on your
Yep.
floor.
Now the question is, does Victor now stop?
I know. Because Robin's not making any moves to stop Victor.
Well, he's paused, and he's going to look over at Robin and see what she says. Or what she does.
She gives him the nod.
She's just gonna... She'll just nod at him. She's giving him the okay.
Alright, and with the okay, Victor's just going to start slashing wildly down at the body. Much like a
Okay.
very pissed off animal.
One dead Asimite. Well, this is going to be messed. It's going to take a while to clean up.
He doesn't stop till the body's dust, which probably means dust goes everywhere.
I'm going to...
Adriana's still sat on the shoes long.
Good for you. That was very lucky for you, David. That might be the best self-control roll of all time. Because as you're purposely making a mess, you can see Camilla's getting more and more agitated.
And at that point, Robin will put a hand on Victor's shoulder. Victor, he's up.
Now being able to hear her basically saying, no, he's dead, you can stop now. Victor kind of just stops in mid-swipe and retracts his claws, stands back up, adjusts his jacket, and brushes it off so the dust would go down onto the plastic.
I think that is all that can be done about this particular individual.
Other than gathering him up in a vacuum cleaner. She smirks.
The worrying thing is that there are still 7 of them left.
6.
6. Thank you, darling. Your math was always a little bit better than mine. 6 of them left. And whilst individually they do not pose much of a threat, in a group they could be a significant problem.
And to that, Robin will nod. Which means we need to be on high alert.
It's a shame we didn't quite manage to get him to tell us where they're holed up.
No.
Can't be far. Perhaps we should do a little bit of investigating. Camilla looks outside, but and she almost sort of shrinks a little bit. You see her normally confident demeanor cower as she sees the very, very first glimpses of the night turning into day. For now, though, I suggest we all hurry home.
Yes. I will call in Elysium when night returns, and we will discuss. While I'm here, before I leave, did you two receive the text messages that I sent out this morning?
Remind me, I'm not very good with these modern appliances.
Robin will smirk. I've called a blood hunt. A specific female vampire. I have her picture, her name. I even have nudes. She kind of flinched a little at that.
Camilla offers out. She doesn't shove out her hand, but she sort of offers it out gracefully in Robin's direction, as if should she be holding the pictures.
Robin smirks. Oh, no, they're digital. But I have attached them in the attachment in your cell phone.
Camilla takes out her phone, starts pushing buttons. Blasted technology.
Ariane is actually going to move up behind Camilla and perch her chin on Camilla's shoulder.
Finally, I get to the pictures. Who do I see? Whom do I see?
You see the sire of Logan, and I cannot think of her name. It's a French name, and it's escaping me. But she's blonde, she's very pretty, and she looks human. She's definitely, got the blush of health, so she's very, she looks of French descent. That woman, she will, according to him, masquerade very well as a woman. A normal woman, as it were. She's terrible. She is part of the reason for this attack in the first place. It wasn't for her calling the Huns on her fledgling, of course. So she is to be killed on sight. Do not attempt to question her. You won't get anything out of it. You'll get less out of her than we got out of him. She motions to the dust.
Well, we got something.
We got something out of him. We will get nothing out of her.
Well, I dare say she'd make a very good impersonation of a man. She's looking at one of the nude photographs now. It seems rather disinterested by it.
I didn't look. I had Logan send me every picture he had of her. There are several pictures of her and Logan together in very couple-looking poses, in fact.
Ugh. Camilla closes her phone.
I shall nod.
Whilst I understand this sire-child bond is a strong one, some things should be left private. Don't you agree? She raises an eyebrow at the prince.
Yes, but because of how dangerous she is if she comes after any of you, I'm telling you, kill her. I am sending him specifically to do the task, to seek her out and do it. I feel that if he really wants to be a part of the Camarilla, like he claims he does, then he will show me his loyalty.
Very good.
Matricide. Always good at winning friends and proving loyalty.
Don't go getting any ideas.
Now, would I do a thing like that?
I don't know. I've seen the look. She smirks. Anyway, it's getting very late and I wouldn't want any of you to be caught out in the sun.
Indeed. Victor, and she kind of motions. Shall we?
Of course. And before leaving, with that, he'll escort Robin to the door and pause to turn back around and say, "Good evening," before leaving.
And Robin will offer a small wave as she exits the door and goes out into the night.
And Camilla closes the door and puts her hands on her hips, and she really hasn't got time to deal with this shit now. It's time to go to bed. But she goes, will we ever get him out of the carpet?
And it was a new carpet as well.
And I think that's where the scene will end.
So thank you, players, for playing, watchers for watching. Hope you enjoyed the scene.